everybody, and welcome to our video on the Sunken Temple of Qarn hard mode dungeon. First of all, we're going to cover how to unlock the dungeon. It's right here in the 7th Heaven in Mordona, Revenant's Toll. Talk to this guy and you pick up the quest. He'll send you to Ul'dah, which is exactly where we're going to head. Now once you're in Ul'dah, we'll need to head to the Miners Guild in order to talk to a pair of NPCs to take the quest further. And here they are right here, so we'll select them. And the story that leads into this is these two Lalafell have lost their sister in the ruins after a bunch of temple raiders came in, set off a bunch of traps, and made everything go to hell. So it's up to us to go rescue her. Story updated. It's now time to head to the front entrance of the Sunken Temple and unlock it so we can enter it in Duty Finder. The NPC we talked to here is the same exact one that unlocks the normal Sunken Temple of Qarn, which you will have to have completed in order to be able to do this quest. Qarn in your Duty Finder, it's time to enter the dungeon. Here, enjoy the music. We'll go ahead and speed up through the trash pools. The trash pools are pretty standard, 3 and 4 packs, nothing too much. Just like the original Qarn, these bugs will be the hardest hitting trash bombs in the instance. The bogeys do not do anything special. The Qarn phaser over here doesn't do anything out of the ordinary and doesn't run like one in normal. You just drop the key with the door behind it. mobs in this room are just basic trash mobs. Try to avoid not standing on the spike traps, obviously. Even though I tried, the spikes in this room do not do any extra damage to mobs standing on. And with this drop down, we find ourselves in the first boss. This boss has multiple parts and a massive HP. You can try to damage it directly, but it's not suggested. What you need to do is look at the parts and see which one glows when he initially stands up. That is the one you need to destroy to force him into the next phase. Throughout the time he's up, he will do multiple mechanics. He will spawn sand balls on the ground that will pulse AoE around them. He will do waves of granite that will do damage to anyone it hits. After you destroy the correct part, the boss will crumple to the ground and go into a phase change that will spawn ads. Mop him up, he'll stand up again, and look for the part to close. If you're in a random duty finder group, I suggest setting someone to watch which part glows and to mark it so everyone can DPS that one directly. This is the third mechanic he does. It'll put a large AoE on the floor that will slow you. If you stand in it too long, it will instantly kill you. And the boss is rinse and repeat after this. This is the debuff the AoE will put on you. If it gets to 0, you will die. It's not hard at all to get out of the center though if you get running immediately once it's on. After 3 ad phases, the boss will stand up with a very small HP pool, simply kill him from here. Next set of trash mobs. Snakes are the only thing of note. They work exactly like the ones in Ordona. They have a stone gaze attack that doesn't have a reticle that appears on the ground. When you see them start casting it, get out of the way or you get petrified for 10 seconds. judge mobs are pretty basic. The hand will grab and disable whoever it targets. You have to destroy this hand before the judge's judgment blast goes off. A tank can handle this damage pretty acceptably, but a healer or a DPS might be a different story. Trash cleared, we find ourselves with the second boss, the Cactuar Empress. This boss is pretty basic, she just spawns a bunch of ads. The one thing you do need to remember is her 100,000 needles move needs to be interrupted by a tremendous amount of damage being dealt to her. Telegraph using this move by an emote that says she started counting. You'll know you're safe when it says she lost count. This is of course made difficult by countless ads. A large ad in this ad spawn will pick a target, likely the healer, and will lock onto it and chase it. There's no way to pull this mob off the healer, simply DPS it down. But you do need to switch back to the Empress when she starts counting, otherwise 100,000 needles will go off. This ad is the Guardian ad. He will put a shield on the Empress make her take almost no damage. The thing here is you must DPS down the Guardian before you DPS down the Empress, because with the shield on, you cannot break her cast of 100,000 heals in one life, as we do. This time around, we mark the Guardian, DPS him down as fast as we can, and then move to the Empress in order to interrupt her. The Empress falls. More basic trash mobs. While the quest for the dungeon will say solve the Magitech puzzle, unlike the normal version of this dungeon, there is no actual puzzle that has a right or a wrong answer, which is unfortunate. Activating the magic pillar opens the gate to the final boss encounter. main mechanic with this boss is avoiding getting 4 stacks of Mummy's Curse. Now you can get stacks of Mummy's Curse in multiple ways. The first is by getting hit by waves of summoned zombies. Periodically throughout the fight, sarcophagi will spawn along the outer edge of the boss room. From the sarcophagus, mummies will spawn and begin running across the boss room in a straight line. Being in the way of these zombies will give you a stack of Mummy's Curse. These stacks cannot be cleansed, and you will be stuck with them for the rest of the fight. So, as a tank, please be courteous and move the boss so that your DPS and healers, as well as yourself, are not in danger of getting stacks of Mummy's Curse. Try to keep the boss out of the outer edges, because if the sarcophagus spawns on top of you, you will get a stack. After 50%, the boss's swords will glow purple. He will then start doing a move that will send a line of light across the field. If this line hits you, you will take a stack of Mummy's Curse. There's no ground targeting, so if the mob turns to face you and does its wind-up animation, get out of the way quickly. The boss will also lock onto a random target and begin chasing them. There's no aggro table on him when he does this, so as a DPS or a healer, simply run. Now, if you're wondering why we're avoiding 4 stacks of Mummy's Curse, it's because when you get 4 stacks of Mummy's Curse, you lose control of your character and run to one of the corner sarcophagi and turn into a mummy. From there, you yourself will turn into the mummy and run across the field of battle diagonally, giving a stack of Mummy's Curse to anyone in your pack. Manage to keep your mummy cosplay to a minimum, the boss in the dungeon will fall no problem. Thank you for joining me for this Sunken Temple of Qarn run-through. As always, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.